Community Hotline is made possible with generous support by Gresham Ford, the dealer with a heart. The Contribute to the Community program provides the opportunity for the Gresham Ford team to make a positive impact, serving their customers and helping people across the community. And by the Mount Hood Cable Regulatory Commission. The Mount Hood Cable Regulatory Commission advocates on behalf of the public interest on communications policy issues at the local, state, and federal levels.
Hi, welcome to Community Hotline. I'm Monica Weitzel. We're here in Gresham at MetroEast Community Media. Tonight we're going to start off talking with the Portland Animal Welfare Team, or PAW team as it's often called. And here to represent the team I have the Interim Executive Director, Maya Schwartz. Thanks for being here, Maya.
Thanks so much for having me.
And our very, very special guest, Sonia. Sonia, say hello to the crowd. Here, yeah.
Hi.
Oh, she is too cute. She's too cute. So tell me a little bit, if you would, how did the Portland Animal Welfare Team get started? What's your mission and what's the history of it?
Sure, so our mission is to save lives, alleviate suffering, and keep pets and people together by offering free veterinary care to the pets of those experiencing homelessness or living in extreme poverty.
Okay, which anymore is a lot of people. I mean, in this area,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it is everywhere, but the homeless situation is really has really increased. There's a lot more people that are just in that situation, which is got to be really hard. So, tell me how do people find you, and what qualifies them? You said extreme poverty or homelessness. How do they get to you, and how do you determine that, yes, those can be clients of yours?
Yeah, so there's two ways to qualify for our services. The first way is we partner with over 40 social service organizations that can directly refer clients to us.
Okay, name a couple of them. Like, who would that be?
Central City Concern,
Okay.
Join, TPI.
Organizations that work with homeless and people in poverty.
Yes, a lot of transitional housing, a lot of low-income housing, Northwest Housing Alternatives, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And so they just have to fill out a form with their client, and they email or fax it into us, and then they're automatically qualified for a year of services.
Okay.
The other way to qualify is just to walk into our offices any Tuesday through Thursday from 10 to 3. So we do it on a walk-in basis, which makes it a little more accessible. And they just have to show us proof of all income sources, which have to be below the federal poverty line, which for a household of one is about $1,000 a month.
Which isn't a whole lot.
Yep, and if they have no income, then we just ask them a series of questions just to verify that, and then we qualify them.
Okay. So if somebody comes to you and they say, I have a dog, I have a cat, I have two dogs, whatever, and I'm having trouble caring for them, then what are some of the kind of services that you can provide? You said veterinary services?
Yes.
So how much does that cover?
Sure, so we require all of our patients to be spayed and neutered. So we offer spay and neuter surgeries at no cost to the clients.
That's really a huge plus right there.
Yep, so that's where it all starts. From there, and at the time of surgery as well, they can get an appointment to see a veterinarian at one of our clinics. And at that appointment, they get a full exam, vaccines, microchip, antibiotics, pain medication, anything you would get when you take your pet to the vet, basically.
Great.
Yeah.
What about, are there other services that are provided? Say, what if they don't have enough food for their animals? Are you able to help with that or refer them somewhere?
Yes, so we do have a pet food bank and supply room as well. So they're allowed to get food. We try to give them enough for a month. They're allowed to get supplies once a month. So that also includes collars, leashes, crates, things like that.
Oh, great.
So they
Pretty
can
full service.
Yeah, pretty full service. We do sometimes run out of food, and then we refer to other organizations.
Okay.
But we try to stay well stocked, and especially going into next year, we plan to really beef up that program.
Good.
Yeah.
You brought some pictures, I think, from of clients with their animals. I believe most of them are.
Yeah.
Could we maybe we can take a look at those now, and you can tell us what we're looking at. Oh,
sure.
Sonia wants to see them too. see, we can take a look at those. You had you have all sorts of animals that you treat, right? Is it mostly cats and dogs?
All cats and dogs.
It's all cats and dogs.
So we're 70% dogs, 30% cats.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do see more probably dogs out there than
It's
anything out, out on
easier.
the street, but.
Yeah, and it's mostly also we have all volunteer veterinarians, and so we just don't know who's comfortable and not with other types of animals. Yep.
Oh.
So this is just waiting for clinic in our parking lot.
They look like such good friends, don't they?
Such good friends. Yep. Yeah, clearly a strong connection between the two.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Yep.
That's a cute little dog too.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some cats.
Mm-hmm.
A cat and a dog.
And that dog's name is Rosie.
Rosie.
Yep, we spayed Rosie. There she is again.
Oh.
Yep, and then got her an exam.
She's cute. Oh.
Yep, that's Jezebel. They were just passing through town, and so we got her spayed and vaccinated on their way through.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, they're so
the
cute.
little ones. Huh?
Yeah.
Do you provide clothing for
We
the dogs
do.
as well?
Yeah, we sometimes get some pretty funny donations. Our clients love it. Yeah.
That's pretty cute. Oh, that's a cute dog.
We do see some puppies. We try to get them fixed as soon as possible.
Yeah, what, 8 weeks or so, something like that?
We do 3 months, so 12 weeks.
Oh, 3 months, okay, yeah. Oh, that's close, yeah.
Yeah, very close.
Okay.
Lots of kids that are clearly attached to their pets.
So that brings up a question. A lot of times people, I know that I've heard this more than one time, people see somebody with a sign on the side of the road and they're, asking for donations because they are homeless or they don't have, any food or whatever, and they have pets with them. And I hear people say, well, why do they have pets if they can't even afford to feed and clothe themselves or to have a place to stay? What's your answer to that? What are the reasons why you think it's okay or a good thing for people that are in a homeless situation or in a poverty situation to actually have pets?
Sure. So I kind of have a two-tiered answer to that.
Okay.
Many of our clients once were stable enough to have a pet and be housed, and due to hard times, they lost a job, rent increases in Portland.
So they may have had this pet for a long time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that is part of our mission, is to keep pets and people together.
Because how heartbreaking. I know one of the dogs I got for my son when he was young was a gentleman who had lost his job and had to move from his house into a very small apartment, and he couldn't keep his dog anymore. And it's like, I would just be devastated.
Exactly. And you've already lost so much.
Yes.
So then
Why
to
add
take
to
away,
it?
your kind of last lifeline.
Okay.
So we help to kind of bridge that gap to get them back on their feet, give them that lifeline to keep going, to re-stabilize themselves, to just have that love and companionship that they may have lost in other ways. And then the other answer to that question is that pets provide so much. So people with mental disabilities or physical disabilities, pets really help with anxiety, PTSD, lower heart rates, and all kinds of health benefits, encourage exercise. So we really work to foster that relationship with people that might not otherwise have those relationships in other ways.
They do. They give so much.
They give so much.
And they really take so little.
Yeah.
I know. I tell you times in my life, and I think everybody has had one where, that's what gave you comfort when you needed it.
Exactly.
Right, Sonia?
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Oh.
She gives lots of comfort and smiles.
Yeah.
Our little office therapy dog.
Well, also, what about security? Like, especially if a bigger dog or even a smaller dog that can alert somebody that, that there's somebody there that shouldn't be in their space or something like that. Would that be a factor as well?
Oh, absolutely. They offer a lot of security, especially for our clients living in tents on the street that have to kind of protect their area. We get a lot of women that are victims of domestic violence who see their pet as a big safety blanket and their security, a physical sense of security. So we really want to maintain that for them. So we work to keep the animals healthy so that they can keep their people healthy.
I like that, so they can keep their people healthy. So what about when people come to you? I know your job is to help provide for the animals. But it sounds like you have a lot of other contacts that people refer clients to you. But are you able to also refer people to other organizations like TIP or Join or different organizations like that?
Right. We try. We don't really have the
capacity.
It's not your job. It's not our job. There are great resources out there like 211, which is a call center.
True, yeah.
And so we just try to refer clients there because that ultimately is going to be a much better resource for them than we're able
but
to
you
be.
do that, which is, I think, important because, it's like you're talking about the person who was just passing through. You know, they may not know what our system is here or how best to get help. So if
Exactly.
you at least say, no, you just call 211.
Right.
They can refer you for a place to, you know, possibly get shelter or food or whatever you need.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's good.
So we try.
So tell me, what's the most rewarding part of your job?
I mean, being able to help these guys, but really it is being able to support these people. These people come into our clinics and they are just overwhelmed with worry and concern for their best friend and their family member, and having nowhere else to look and not being able to help this animal that might be in pain or might be suffering, and just being able to see that sense of relief that washes over them when we're able to offer them.
Yes, we can help you.
Yes, we can help you, and your pet is going to be okay.
Wow.
And here's everything that we can provide. And so being able to foster that relationship and seeing these animals, you know, not having to suffer.
I bet you get some stories sometimes, I mean, from people that are just like super grateful.
Oh, so grateful.
Yeah,
They're so grateful.
Anybody you've worked with that just really sticks out in your mind that you feel like, yeah, that made my day worth, you know, worth going to work for?
Oh yeah, so many. There's one of our clients, Robert, and his dog Champ. And they live in a tent outside of the St. Francis Church in Southeast Portland. Yeah, and he is just the best. Robert has a slight mental disability, and Champ is a 10-year-old black lab, but they come in all the time to get food and supplies. And one time Champ stepped on a piece of glass and cut his paw. Walking around town, I mean, it just happens.
Yeah.
And so Robert came in and he was just so worried and just was having such a hard time, and so we got him right in and gave him antibiotics and pain meds and got him back out. And Robert was pretty much in tears with just so thankful and just so relieved. And I mean, it's really touching.
Yeah, it makes it worth it, doesn't it?
Every day, yeah.
So you said that you have veterinary services are donated then, right?
Yes, all of our veterinarians and technicians and assistants are all volunteers. Wow. Yeah, it's
Bless
really
them.
Yeah,
you know?
I know.
So
it's crazy.
how many different organizations do you partner with? I mean, who do you know? You
veterinarians?
Said, yeah. Are there actual just the single veterinarians, or are there actual like vet clinics that partner with you? Yeah,
so there's both. So we have single veterinarians. We probably have about 20 that volunteer. Yeah, we do 7 clinics a month, and every clinic has 2 veterinarians.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's for people to come in and just have their animals checked out, or if there's an issue, or.
Yep.
And what about spaying and neutering?
So spaying and neutering, we partner with the Oregon Humane Society through their Spay and Save program.
And do you send the animals there?
We send the animals
there. They have
there.
that nice little hospital there now.
Yes, exactly. They have a great hospital, and then we pay for the service through a spay and neuter grant that we received from Animal Aid.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, do you have volunteers that work with you?
We do. We have many volunteers. So as I mentioned, medical volunteers are always needed.
So people that have some experience or that have I don't know what it was, some training or certification or whatever. What kind of? I mean, just veterinarians or anybody that's worked.
Vet assistant, anyone that's had any experience, even will take dog walkers. Anyone that knows how to restrain or hold a dog properly, and we're more than willing to train and work with people that are interested in learning.
So are there other volunteer opportunities too?
Yep, we have non-medical volunteer opportunities. So we have, like I mentioned, our food bank and supply room. So we always need volunteers to help distribute those supplies or pick up more donations. Or even just greet people and check them in for clinics, take pictures. I mean, we have so many different volunteer opportunities.
So if people are looking, if people love animals and want a volunteer opportunity, then Portland Animal Welfare Team would be a good place to go.
Absolutely.
So you are located on 82nd. Is that a new location for you?
It is, yes. We just moved about a month and a half ago. We're super excited.
Where were you before? What part of town were you?
We were in the St. Francis Church.
Oh, you were? Oh, really?
Yep, on 12th and Oak.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, which is a great location, but it was too small, and that building is just...
So you're about close to the 82nd Max station then?
Yes.
Right?
It seems to be that we're a lot more accessible to our clients.
Well, that being that close to the Max, that would be perfect for people because that gets you right there.
Exactly.
And so you are going to have, I know that this show will be, some of this will already have passed, but you have an open house coming up on October 5th, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
if you're watching this on October 4th or 5th, it's going to be at what time? What is?
From 5 to 8 p.m.
Okay.
Yep, and we'll have snacks and drinks available as well.
Okay, and people can kind of check out your facility and see what you're. So if people are interested in volunteering, that might be a good way to kind of check you out.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
if you want a tour, if you're watching this after October 5th, please just contact us.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I'd love to stop by and,
Oh, yeah.
say hi to some of the animals that might be in there getting treated or whatever,
Oh yeah, we love to. I love to take people on tours. It's just so
I bet.
fun. Yeah.
Do you ever? You don't house any animals there?
We do not house
Okay.
animals.
Okay.
No. Yeah, maybe
You
Sonia
just get to
during
visit
work
with them.
days.
Yeah. So if people say they don't have time to volunteer, but they want to support your work, I assume you'll take donations.
Always take donations. Yes, monetary donations, of course, our biggest need.
Yeah.
You can donate online at pawteam.org.
Okay.
We also take all kinds of pet food, open pet food, expired pet food, certain medications. There's a list on our website. Collars, leashes, coats.
Yeah, I know after losing a pet that we had a bunch of stuff that was new and a
Exactly.
bag of dog food that was not opened yet and that kind of
Yeah.
thing. So that's a really good place then to donate that.
Absolutely. We always need more supplies. Yeah.
Good. Okay. So what else do we need to know about Portland Animal Welfare Team that we haven't talked about? I mean, is there any misconceptions you think people have, or anything that we should know that we haven't discussed? What do you think?
Just that, our clients and people in this community really take care of their pet, often put their pets first. So you see people on the side of the road and you wonder how they can take care of them, but
If they get money, it's going for the.
It's going for the pet, yep. And I see it all the time that they will feed their pet before they feed themselves. And so it is, they see this is their family member.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. And anybody that's had a pet knows that they are. They're family.
Yeah.
They really, truly are family.
Exactly.
And and so, just give me your opinion on this. If you're going, down the street and you see a homeless person and maybe they're asking for some help, and maybe you have extra money or something, would you? And if they had a pet there, would you give them dog food, or would you give them something for their pet? Would that be appreciated? Do you think?
I think so. I would probably
Give them the money and let them decide, or
I'd probably lean on the side of giving them pet food. Like I prefer to give people food versus money. I always carry brochures about PAW Team, and you can just tell them where to find us.
Yeah,
that way if they have.
And I think that's a really good idea because not everybody knows, right? They don't know. I mean, you've been around how long now? How many years it's been?
15 years.
15 years.
Yeah.
But not everybody knows, and people are coming here new all the time.
Right.
So I think it's a great service that you're providing, and it's it would be a really rewarding place to do some volunteer work too. So
Yeah, we'd love to have you.
yeah, good. Well, we're just about out of time, Maya. So I really appreciate you being here, and I hope that, and Sonia, I hope you just have a very good long life. She's so adorable. I know you're making somebody very, very happy.
Yeah. Yes.
And you too, especially here today.
Course, yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming on and sharing with us. And so maybe we'll see you at the open house on October 5th. And if not, if I can't make it that day, I'll drop in and say hi and check it out. So
That'd be
thanks
great.
very much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You bet. And thanks for watching this first episode of Community Hotline. Check out the Portland Animal Welfare Team. They're doing great things in the community. And if you're a pet lover like I am, it might be the place that you want to volunteer or send your extra money. And don't go away. We'll be right back with more of Community Hotline.
Community Hotline is made possible with generous support by Gresham Ford, the dealer with a heart. The Contribute to the Community program provides the opportunity for the Gresham Ford team to make a positive impact, serving their customers and helping people across the community. And by the Mount Hood Cable Regulatory Commission. The Mount Hood Cable Regulatory Commission advocates on behalf of the public interest on communications policy issues at the local, state, and federal levels.
documentary was more than I ever would have dreamed of doing.
This is a community media station.
It was phenomenal.
Ready, camera, one.
What is it about this place that makes so many different people come together?
Ready, camera, two.
Very professional, experienced people.
You can use these industry standard pieces of equipment.
Ready, camera, three. Take three.
You don't have to be rich to do this.
Open people's eyes to something they've never even thought of before.
Cool stuff happens. It becomes this community.
That's going to really change who's telling the stories and who's controlling the messaging.